What's up, everybody? I'm Joe. This is Pondering Fellows. We had a little bit of technical difficulties this week. So, this week, you get to hear a cut from an episode that didn't make the cut. And it's just a short little clip of Eli and I talking about consciousness and that kind of fun stuff. I also want to remind you all, I hope you're making your list of things that you want to manifest. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go listen to the last episode because you have some homework that we'll be touching in on in the next episode following this one. So kick back, enjoy this short little snidbit on consciousness, and we will see you back here next week.
Because it's going to be different for everybody. So here's this wonderful thing.
But we could keep going. Yeah, I could keep.
Right. So if we think about our consciousness and God, right? I bet you heard growing up that God's always listening. God knows everything. God's omnipresent.
Right.
Knows it all, right? Guess what else knows everything? Our consciousness.
Mm-hmm.
We can't hide from it. And it doesn't know if we're making shit up or it's real, but it's always listening. It's always listening. And our consciousness, our brain, has to bring into reality that which we tell it, what we believe. If it goes into the subconscious is the divine feminine, the creator of everything. It will then bring it into existence, which is why, like, if you just look around at people, right? Miserable people probably have miserable people in their life and are living a miserable life because all they're focusing on is, woe is me. There's always a dark cloud following me, right? And then you see another group of people that live down the street. The dark cloud isn't there.
Miserable people in my life, we wouldn't be doing this right now.
Right, you know? And sometimes you look around, you're like, shit, there are a bunch of miserable people. I got to change some shit. And things start changing.
So going into the consciousness, right, and God, a fun topic for me in that is the Akasha records and emerald tablets and just that whole Egyptian realm of it, because I feel like they really dove deep into that. Like, not saying no one studies it or looks into that research, or it might be boring to most, but to me it wasn't. I found that very fascinating. How do you feel? What do you think about the Akasha records, and how is that consciousness and everything that all ties into the same thing, just broken down into different millions of books?
Edgar Cayce was an old psychic. He was an American psychic. They called him the dreaming prophet because he would go into this dream-like state and have these, say these things. People would bring him, like, say, this is wrong with me. Like, how can you fix me? And he would go into this trance-like, dream-like state and say, if you go down to the corner store in the back shelf, there's this little bottle. Take 2 teaspoons of that and you'll be fine. Or, something like, oh my goodness, the guy's not crazy, has an abscessed tooth, pull his tooth and he'll be fine. So all kinds of things like this. And he would say, I accessed this information from the Akashic record. So really the Akashic record is the history, the keeping of absolutely everything that has ever happened, is happening, and will happen. Right? So that's like old school, right? And people are still tapping into the Akashic record, but people have been talking about the Akashic record forever. Right. And now, new wave of people talking about things like this, Joe Dispenza and other teachers like that, call it the divine matrix.
Okay.
The space where everything and nothing exists all at the same time, right? The emerald tablets, right? The history of everything that is, will, has happened, right? This information is out there because if we're going to play the game that everything is happening, has already happening, right? That we've created time, but there is no time. So literally everything that you can be doing, you are doing right now. You're just choosing to be in this reality. So it's all there. It's what are you going to grab onto? What kind of consciousness do you want to have?
It's just, I don't know, man. I hate to say that I'm mind blown, but you just do a whole bunch of research here. Like I told ma'am, I'm like, ma'am, she found her God her way. And I went down a completely different road and found the same God.
Uh-huh. Right. Many paths lead to the river, right? Many roads all lead to the same place. And, growing up, I would question, this is my question, right? We have this God that created everything, all of it.
Right.
But when he was like, you know what? There's only one way to worship me, fuckers. Right? He made everything. And then he was like, you know what? This is the only way to worship me. No, that would be the stupidest thing ever from the being that you said created everything. Right? So if he created everything, he also created every kind of way to connect to him.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because we're all different. Right? It's like expecting everybody to like vanilla ice cream. You gotta like vanilla ice cream. It's the best. If you don't like vanilla ice cream, you're going to hell, man.
Nah,
Like
man,
vanilla ice cream.
I think the way you just put it before is beautiful and well said.
Well, thanks.
That's exactly it. Because you need to get it already. Stop jumping.
Circle of life.
Damn. I say we just end it there, man.
All right,
If
we're
we
gonna put a wrap on that right there
because
at 13 minutes.
We're
Perfect.
gonna keep ending it with ma'am, and I'm not doing it no more. I love you.
All right, thanks for being here, everybody. Also, I have another podcast called Daily Shot of Inspiration. It is a daily Monday through Friday podcast. I'll put the link down there in the show notes. Go give that a follow as well. Thanks for being here.